I saw Peter Obi in Aso Rock. I saw him giving speech as a president of Nigeria, but not May 29th.
Hey, our people, this is the moment our almighty Bishop Feyi Daniels appear in court. Please watch the video. I'll be back. Thank you.
Lagos Bishop raped me twice. Female pastor claims testifies. A social media influencer, Mr. Charles Awuzie, has lamented bitterly and condemned in totality the various sexual abuses and harassment that is ongoing in many religious places of worship in Nigeria and Africa at large. He made this condemnation through a post he made on his official verified Facebook handle. Charles Awuzie advising his followers and readers to set emotions and religious sentiments aside and make sure they don't defend their influential people ignorantly or blindly. The lengthy, bitter article reads: a 23-year-old former assistant pastor at Irene Christian Family Church in Akure, Ondo State, recounted to a court how she was allegedly raped twice by the church's founder, Oluwafeyiropo Daniels, popularly called Bishop Feyi. The witness told the court, presided by Justice Ramon Oshodi, that her first encounter with the bishop was on May 28, 2018, when he visited Akure for a program. The first rape allegedly occurred on June 21st, 2020, when the bishop, under the pretense of discussing church matters, forced himself on her. The victim said, "He pinned me against a 3-seater couch and raped me. He was bigger than me and I was bleeding from my private parts. I was begging him, but he didn't listen. I told him I was bleeding. He said he knew and that I should shut up. When he was done, he ordered me to go and wash up immediately. He collected my phone and cleaned the blood before I came out. He said I should not tell anybody, and that the day I tell anyone, I will run mad." After a second assault, the victim managed to send a coded message to another pastor, revealing her situation before being taken to a Lekki-based hospital by the defendant, who instructed her to claim she had been assaulted by her boyfriend. Justice Ramon Oshodi adjourned the case until May 24th for cross-examination of the witness and continuation of trial. Remember that Bishop Feyi got internet attention during Nigeria's presidential elections, where he made several prophecies about the elections. Observers claim that majority of the said prophecies are yet to materialize. This case has been ongoing since 2021 and has been there before the election. This has nothing to do with the election or his prophecies, which are now seen as a strategy to divert attention from the multiple rape court cases. Sources reported by People's Gazette News Agency of Nigeria, Sahara Reporters, and Punch newspaper. I personally verified the news from multiple reputable sources which are politically neutral. Before you declare this as a political blah-bulu, make sure you are engaging your intellect, not emotions. Ask some questions. Are the victims who have been crying and protesting in the church or even before election are all fake? The opposite of intellectualism is emotionalism. Emotionalism is when you declare you can't believe in something without making your own research. Avoid emotional outbursts. That's not what we learn here. When you receive information like this, calm down and process it before you comment. Every week, young women from Nigeria run to my inbox crying about how powerful men, especially powerful politicians and powerful pastors, take advantage of them. Some of them are your sisters, daughters, and even wives. Yes, unknown to you, some of your wives have been raped by someone they respect, but they couldn't mention it to you because you will think they enjoyed the rape. Such archaic mentality. Young men also run to my inbox complaining about how they worked without pay for years for their bosses, were treated like animals, and later kicked out with allegations instead of a reward. There are also cases where the rich are victims of such wickedness. When poor people who hate them with passion conspire against them because of envy and hatred. Many wealthy Nigerians have also cried to me about what their driver, chefs, and house helps did to them. There is so much injustice in Nigeria, and the poor and rich are not immune to it. Alas, there is nobody to fight such injustice. Most activists are corrupt and can easily be bribed by the rich and powerful. Others can be blackmailed by the emotional manipulation of the poor. We need a crop of activists who are neutral, non-religious, non-tribal, and not attached to their political ideologies. We need a crop of social justice activists who are wealthy and powerful enough to look anyone in their eyes and say, "You dare not bribe me." We need a crop of social justice activists whose spirituality is not dependent on religion, but who can stand up against false prophets without fear or empty causes. Nigeria lacks true fighters who fight for the poor and not themselves. So justice is daily miscarried and injustice is nightly enthroned. My heart bleeds because I too have given up. The people are not worthy fighting for, says a friend. Oh, cry. Meanwhile, some people have reacted sadly to this effect. Miss Grace Omotosho said, and I quote, "The way people rise to defend men of God as though they are beyond sin. This is why perverts, scammers, and evildoers hide under being men of God, of Jesus advocates, to perpetrate evil. After all, the searchlights won't be on them, and they are meant to be pure, holy, and white as snow. If anyone even dares to speak up, they will be tagged enemies of God and prosecuted. So the cycle continues. End of quote. Chinazo Anijeku said, Nigeria and religion is really something else. Parents that are supposed to give their children right orientation don't even know their left from right. So if what a human being said can happen to me, like running mad, death, etc., why is Buhari, INEC chairman, etc., still normal? Africans is really sick and brainless. I wonder if the same God that created whites created blacks. Emmanuel Ogoke said, Charles Auzie, I think it has come time for us to develop micro cameras linked to the internet, which people can put on to record any abuser taking advantage of them. It will film them naked and they can't deny or dismiss the evidence. It is time to unmask fake people who masquerade as nice people. A lady told me of how a pastor, so-called, took advantage of her and forced it upon her when she attended a night vigil that later never held. Bro, a lot is happening. Meanwhile, the indicted pastor has come out in a video to refute the claims, saying that he has never raped anybody in his life. Listen to the video.
I'd like you to pay attention to the things I'm about to say. In recent times, a lot has been happening in Nigeria's political space. And all of you know, those who are members of the church, know that I've had to miss church for several weeks because of people tracking me and trying to get me, arrest me. And I've been going out strictly by the leading of the Spirit. There were times uniformed men came to church looking for me on the Sunday like this. I didn't find me. And what I had always said was that if you want to invite me or you expect me to be somewhere, I just expect you to send a letter or send me a letter, you know, the church office, I'll come. You don't need to come looking for me or trying to find me. These uniformed men have been to my house. They didn't find me too. But till now, I'm letting you know that I have not been officially served by any security agency. About 2 weeks ago, some members sent me a publication they saw on TVC News and some other newspaper saying that Bishop Feyi ought to be in court on Monday, the 3rd of April. I don't know if some of you saw it. Good. The publication said I ought to be in court, and I was not in court. Let me say it categorically and officially, I was never served, and I was I never got the letter. My office never got the letter. I did not even know. I don't even know why I ought to be in court. I do not know who is charging me to court. The news went viral. I know some of you read it, and some of you have made your judgment about whatever you're reading in the news. Those things are not true. I was never saved. We live in a country where a man of God cannot say what the Lord has told him for the fear of persecution. When you say things the Lord is saying to you, is look to anyone who feel touched by whatever you have said, looks for a way to attack and afflict you. Recently we heard of a prophet who was arrested by security agencies because of his prophecy. I know for sure that all the attacks against me are politically motivated, and the goal is to discredit my voice as a prophet because I took a stand. They are watchers in scripture. They are prophets in scripture. But when a prophet is a watchman, he is meant to speak whatever God is saying to him. A pastor may not. It is in that speaking that the elements of that territory respond to the words of his mouth. It is in such speaking that the counsel of God is established. And I believe I fall into that category. Hear me carefully. The coming days may stretch us. That's the best word I can use. I know God will see us through. I know in part what is coming, but I cannot say I know completely. There is a case of Lagos versus me that I saw in newspaper publication. I did not see any other name there because it was text, I believe. And this case is to be heard tomorrow, Monday, 17th of April. And Lagos State is charging me for rape. So I will be in court to answer. I do not know. I do not even know who the person is. But what I saw that looks like a DPP advice that I saw on the internet has no name. It's just Lagos State versus Daniels, Oluwafeyiropo. All right. If my words mean anything to you, I want to say to you, I've never raped anyone in my life. Now, to think that I do not have enemies is to fool myself. I know I have them, political and religious. But there's something I know about storms. You must learn to walk through them, and that is how you walk out of them. This will make us stronger. This will make us bigger. Amen. And we'll come out of it victorious. Amen. In this generation of tabloids, if you are going to follow a prophet or God's servant, you must follow him with discernment of the heart, not with social media likes, comments, and bloggers' posts. You must be able to see through the heart and know this one is of God, despite whatever is thrown at him. I know you have the Spirit of God, and I know you can discern when you see a man that is of God and when you hear a man that is of God teach. This is me telling you to get ready for another kind of publicity. Get ready for another stride of victory too. The publicity will announce me, it will announce us, and it will bring glory. I honor you. God bless you.